Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at satisfying revenges. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Story number 1. So, my cousin is a prankster. She likes telling jokes, and one of her favorites is during the holidays. She likes to tell me my uncle, her dad, is coming to pick me up. If I'm being honest, my uncle is not a nice man. He yells at me and everyone for everything. He lies about people to make them look bad and him look good. He makes fun of me for being overweight. Oh. And her favorite prank is telling me that he's coming to pick me up to take me to family gatherings, which I usually avoid going to if he's there. So a couple weeks ago, she lied and told me he called and was gonna come pick me up for my birthday. I felt like I was having a panic attack. I remember crying, hyperventilating. I was pacing back and forth trying to figure some way out of it. And yes, visiting him is just that bad. She started laughing. I told her that's not funny. She knows how I feel about that man. She said, "Don't you feel better now that you know he's not actually coming?" How dare she make fun of someone's fear? Like, she knows how scared they get and she's really gonna say that to watch them panic and everything. Don't you feel bad? What? Why would she do that? I haven't forgotten that. It's been 2 weeks. I've had enough of that prank. I wanted to prank her to kind of get her back. I remembered her biggest fear. Clowns. She's been scared to death of clowns since she was a kid. So, I had a friend that's over 6 feet tall, dressed up in a scary clown-looking suit. I told her I got a free dinner for 2 coupons for my birthday to her favorite restaurant and wanted to share it with her to bait her. We left and I had my clown in place. The plan was to stop on the middle of this old rural road and stop the car at a specific spot where my friend was hiding. Everything went to plan. My friend parked his old junk car in the ditch on the side of the road. I stopped and said we need to check it out, see if they need help. While she's looking in it and looking around for the owner, I sneak back to my car. My clown runs out of an old barn and straight for us. She saw him, froze and started screaming. She ran to my car, but I sped off before she could get in. I didn't abandon her. I just drove over a hill to where she couldn't see me from where the old car was and watched in my rear view mirror. She tried running with the clown chasing her, screaming for help. He caught up to her and she got on her knees and started crying. He laughed and revealed it was a joke. I drove back and started laughing with him. She told me that wasn't funny and I repeated what she told me, the "don't you feel better" line. She screamed and yelled the whole car ride at me, that I could have scared her to death. I told her that's how I feel when she tells me about my uncle. Whoa, man. Jeez. That's so scary though. Like, I'm just thinking about myself being in a dark area, in this rural area, and a clown just comes up chasing me. That's horrifying. Well, yeah, basically, it's a revenge, right? Well, if you're gonna scare someone, you can't be mad that they scared you back. You know? It's basically like an eye for an eye kind of thing, yeah? But man, that is scary. Whew. I kind of feel bad for her. But at the same time, she knew that her cousin was scared of her dad, but still mentioned him picking her up. Like, come on. Like, are you happy making someone scared? Are you happy watching someone panic? So like, at least now she knows what it feels like and she won't do it again. Second story. My dad told me this story a few years back. My grandfather lived in a really rural area in Georgia. This was around the late 1930s, early 1940. My grandfather owned a farm and had a garden. He had planted various veggies. Well, the only neighbors were about a mile away, and for some reason, the neighbors would drive their Model T through the garden, tearing up the veggies. My grandpa would have to replant the garden. They did it on purpose? I'll be so pissed because everyone knows how hard it is to grow veggies and grow fruits. Oh, The neighbors kept doing this. Oh, what jerks. So here comes the revenge part. My grandfather dug holes around the garden and stuck metal poles into the holes. He covered up the holes with leaves. A few days later, the neighbors drove through again. My dad said they tore the undercarriage out and had parts strewn all over the place. He couldn't remember what happened after that, but I don't think they did it again. Yo, their car just got wrecked, you know. That's what they deserve, you know. You're doing it on purpose. You're trying to drive into someone's garden on purpose and expect nothing to come your way. Nope. Get your car wrecked. Story number 3. When I was in university, I'd heard stories about horrible landlords of student housing, but hadn't experienced it myself until 3rd year, when it felt like we got 3 years worth of bad landlords all in one go. It began when I heard noises in the wall behind my bed at night. I brushed it off for a while until I realized that it was an animal in the wall. What? It got stuck in the wall? I told the landlords the next day, and they immediately played dumb, acting as if I was stupid in front of my housemates for suggesting that something could fit inside of a wall. That was the first alarm bell. Y immediately tried to embarrass me into dropping it. After explaining that I know what a cavity wall is, she asked if we'd seen anything in the kitchen. Oddly specific. We didn't think about it until later. From then on, her husband dealt with us. We weren't aware that he was our landlord too. A little time passes. Still nothing done about the noise in my wall. Not that it was a surprise. I'd worked out by then that it was probably something like a mouse, and that it could run through the terrace of houses. As long as it didn't chew its way through my wall or die in there, I put the whole thing on the back burner. Until we were all sat in the sitting room and heard a thud in the kitchen. Then squeaking. Oh, there was a giant rat in our kitchen. The rat disappeared into a hole in the completely crumbling kitchen wall, and the landlord claimed that we made it up and that they'd never had a rodent problem. I contacted the previous tenants through Facebooking names I found on letters for them that had been posted to us by mistake. The property had had a rat problem for the last 3 years before we moved in at least. I set a rat trap and caught one, took photos and sent them to the landlord to tell them to sort the problem out. He told us that because there was a line in our contract about the landlord not paying for pest control, that we'd have to pay the hundreds of pounds to fix it. He'd knowingly written that into our contract so he wouldn't have to pay out, instead of fixing the kitchen wall and the exterior wall where the rats were getting in. What? We called the council, who sent a pest control team. While on the visit, one of the men took my housemate to one side and told her that our landlord is evil and that he is known for getting nasty. They told him that it wasn't our fault that there were rats, it was his. And he screamed in my face until he was bright red about how I was a terrible person and was trying to take him down for no reason. He tried to sue us for slander. It isn't slander if it's true. So swing and a miss. Oh my gosh. There's like evidence right there. And he's like, you're lying. Now for the revenge. It was written into our contract that we had to be notified 24 hours in advance if anyone needed access to the house, which included house viewings. I began my mission. Stop any other students from getting stuck in this house. The house was being shown by agents, so it made it fairly easy. I left the rat traps in prominent places, casually explaining why we needed them if asked, and if I thought I was being too subtle, making a fake show of, oh my gosh, please ignore the rat traps. The landlord said he'd fix the kitchen wall where they get in, but hasn't gotten around to it, so we have to catch him. I would have ran out of there if I was the one viewing the house. The agents never said anything to me directly, and because we had to be notified, I could always make sure I was home when there were a viewing. My housemates fully supported my revenge, but I was the woman of action in the house. When I'm sure I'm in the right, I will do what's necessary to make things right. You go, girl. That was until they tried to turn up unannounced one day, not even knocking, just unlocked our front door and walked in. Luckily, I was in the house and kicked them out for not informing us and told them that they were in breach of our contract. No new tenants had signed for the house by the time we were free of that house. It's been 2 years now though, so I have no idea what happened to the rat house. Oh my gosh, how did they walk in without any notice? Like there's no privacy, you know? I'm just glad they got the revenge and warned other people. You know, they helped other people out too. Good on them. Seriously, a rat house, basically, come on. Why didn't they fix it? Like, it's so simple. Just fix it. And then everyone's happy. Like, fix it, and even if your current tenants leave, you'll get new tenants and you can make the money back, right? Like, it's way better than this situation now because they have no tenants at all. Meaning, they're not getting rent money. You know? Like, logic. You know, you could have used money to fix it and then you still have tenants now, but now you don't have any tenants, so you're not even collecting any money anyways. So like, you know. That made me cringe though. Can you imagine just being in a house and rats just running all over and hearing the rats in the wall? Ugh. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!